What's going on, LEGO Maniacs? It's Ty, the LEGO guy here, and welcome to another LEGO Star Wars review. Today we're taking a look at the one and only TIE Interceptor to come out of the original trilogy, which is ridiculous. We need a remake. But the one we're taking a look at is the 6206. It has 212 pieces, one minifigure, retailed for only $19.99 USD, and it came out in 2006. Now nowadays, it's going for 141 new or 42 used. It's appreciated quite a bit, especially if you have it sealed. Anyways, we're gonna take a look at this model's positives and negatives and see where it stands. But enough talk, let's get right into it. And here's the TIE Interceptor. We'll begin by giving you guys a 360 view of the ship. I feel the angles on this are perfect. It also has some printed pieces right here. By the way, there's no stickers at all in this set, which is quite nice. I hate stickers if you guys have been watching this channel. Those are printed pieces. And then in the rear of the TIE Interceptor, decent looking engine. Could be a little bit better, but all in all, not terrible. And then the side is identical. And then moving to the front of the TIE Fighter. This was one of the very last years that they used this type of cockpit. You guys a little bit closer look of it. It was a pretty good printing, pretty good mold, I have to say. It is dated a bit by today's standards, but you could do a lot worse than this. This is a pretty great looking cockpit, in my opinion. On the top, we have another printed piece. And there are no spring-loaded shooters, no flick-fire missiles, none of that. They didn't really do that all too often in the mid-2000s. They did do that with the B-Wing and Boba Fett Slave 1, but not this TIE Interceptor. It is a little bit small to kind of implement anything like that. And if you want to end access the interior, you can do so very easily, just like so, revealing the pilot and another printed piece. Decent looking control panel. The cockpit is a little bit lackluster. There's not a whole lot going on. He just sits in there. There's not even a chair. But overall, I do quite like this TIE Interceptor. It was very cheap. You'd be very hard pressed to make a TIE Fighter for 20 bucks. I mean, even the newest one that they put out is still worth, what is it, 45 USD? This was 20. I know adjusted for inflation, that would maybe bring it to 30, but still a great deal and a decent looking model. Let's now take a look at the single minifigure. And here we have the single minifigure that's included. That's another area of this set that kind of dates it. This came up nowadays. It would include probably 3 or at least 2 minifigures. There's no back torso printing on them, no back face printing, no face printing at all. So this may be one of the most basic minifigures I've ever reviewed, barring maybe the 80s minifigures. Still not terrible, it's just not a whole lot going on. He does have some Imperial logos on the top of his helmet, which is quite nice. And then removing his helmet, it's just a blank face. Not a whole lot. Still, do quite like him. He does look accurate to what we see in the movie. There's just not a lot going on with this minifigure, especially with the ones that came out in the early to mid 2000s. This minifigure has definitely been improved in recent years. A lot of them even have, or they do have, leg printing, which is quite nice, arm printing. But overall, he does have that nostalgic simplicity. Let's now get into the end of the review and get my final thoughts. Well guys, that was my review. Do hope you enjoyed it. Personally, I feel that this TIE Interceptor has aged quite well, besides it being black and blue. In case you guys are wondering, that's how they kind of did the TIE Fighters back in the day. I think it was 2006. This was one of the last ones, and before, all the TIE Fighters were black and blue, just because from some of the footage, especially from A New Hope, it does look like they're kind of like teal and black. This would probably be more accurate if it was teal, but regardless, this is the blue that they used. Besides that, that's the main thing that really aged this. This would be a perfect set to mod and just put light gray instead of blue, and I think it would look quite good. Still a little bit dated, but this is by far one of the least aged, or at least 2006 sets that aged poorly. I think it's aged quite well. Overall, do like it, and again, LEGO really needs to give us another TIE Interceptor. It's ridiculous. We did get one that came out of the Resistance TV show, but I don't really count that one because it's black and red. So yeah, we need a remake or just another TIE Interceptor. But let me know what your personal thoughts are on this one. If you like it, if you don't, any areas you think they can maybe improve on it. And again, if you'd like another TIE Interceptor on the shelves today. But that pretty well does the review. But if you liked it, leave it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing and click that bell so you're notified for any future LEGO Star Wars reviews, comparisons. We do one of them every single Tuesday, but that's all I got for you again. But thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.